So I'm Alan Barron.
I'm the facilitator, Derek Ratchford, and we're from Sonora Middle School. We're an East program, so we're constantly focused on helping the community and finding projects and ways that we can do that through technology. And we've got some awesome things going on right now in our classroom.
Yeah, so tell me about some of the stuff that you guys were... That you brought, yeah. I was going to say playing with, but that's probably not that's not the right way to say it.
We do a lot of playing. That's how you learn, right?
That's true. That is true.
We brought a 3D printer, a couple 3D pens,
some DJ turntables.
Okay, that's where obviously radio guy, right? So I'm like, okay, tell me. I want to know about the DJ turntables, man. What is up with that?
We do a little bit of music production in our classroom. We've got some kids working on some projects to help with some of our other projects through music. We make our own background music for videos. We do a lot of that stuff without trying to do too much of just playing music, but we try to have a focus for it. We have that turntable. We also have a MIDI keyboard and some drum set stuff that we can plug in and
cool.
use.
So is that do you mess with any of that? Is that your thing, or what's more your thing?
I don't mess with any of that. I mess with designing and the 3D printer a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Alan's got a pretty cool project that he's been working on with some Soldier Songs and Voices of NWA. They met up with a man named Howard, who's a disabled veteran from Vietnam War. And Alan, what have you been able to 3D print for him?
So I've been trying to find... He has no legs and he wants to play the guitar, so I've been having to find a way to hold his guitar up and him be able to feel comfortable. And I've been trying to do it 3D printing because we like to use our resources.
Sure.
So he's created this really cool adapter that fits onto his wheelchair that holds his guitar for him while he plays.
That is awesome.
And then we're also using a little 3D printing with some of our other kids. We just won a grant recently, and we're going to work with a therapy center and 3D print a model articulating arm and code it to where it teaches kids sign language. So we have a kid in our class whose parents are deaf, and he's in the 6th grade and he doesn't know sign language, so he's never really had a real conversation with his parents. So he found out this cool way to teach sign language through coding and through 3D printing, and I'm pretty excited about it.
That is awesome stuff.
We're doing some cool stuff.
That is holy cow. I mean, that it blows me away. I think it's incredible that you're taking the stuff that you like to learn and the stuff that you play with, and you're putting it to actual use.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know if this is part of this or not, so and this may be like way out of bounds, but in terms of the things that you're developing, like you built this stand to help this guy with his guitar, is that something that you get to turn around and then offer at market?
I mean, technically we could. It's all our property, but we're not in it for the money.
I know.
Yeah.
It's something. However we can help the community and help people.
Yeah.
And it's about the learning for us and the helping.
Okay, so let's look at it from the other perspective. Any thoughts about turning this into something a little more mass-produced and giving it to folks that are interested? There's a big smile on his face.
So Alan, the reason why he's smiling is because he's leaving me.
Yeah.
I'm at Sonora Middle School, so we just have him for 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
He just left me. He's going into Lakeside Junior High in 8th grade.
8th grade.
So, I mean, I'm sure he wants to pursue that, but I hope he lets me keep it.
We can still be a partnership.
Yeah.
We can still be a partnership.
But it's all his. He did all the work, and I'm proud of him.
That's awesome. That really is. That is very, very cool. I mean, that is amazing. I saw that you guys were also over there. I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. Something to do with the camera, some kind of a stick or something. Like I said, I'm over here, so I get to sort of get it at an angle. So what is that about?
It's an Osmo. It's a camera that has a gimbal, and whenever you move it, it'll lock in place. So you could run around in the school and you'd have like perfect still motion.
Yeah. Wow, that's very cool.
We got some cool toys. We also have a 360 camera over there. We've been using it for a really cool project. I'm gonna, if it's okay, I'm gonna promote my program.
Yeah.
So we got a group of 6th graders doing a project with the rocking chair in residential care. And the kids were thinking that those residents never get to get out of the care facility anymore. So they wanted to be able to give them back some of the memories and things that they used to do. Yeah. So they figured out a way to take that 360 camera, and they went over and introduced virtual reality to the residents.
Yeah.
And they talked to them and found out some of their interests. And one of the guys we met, he was a former professor at U of A, and the one memory he couldn't let go of is the first day of class in Old Main teaching literature. So we went and sat in on the Jewish literature class, and we filmed it, and we're turning it into VR for him, and we get to go take that back over and let him do VR.
That is awesome.
It's a really cool project.
That is very cool. You guys are. It sounds to me like, and I'm sure it's not this way exactly, although you probably would deny it, I would probably, but I mean, it really sounds like every project you have is an awesome project. I mean, it really does.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
the things that you're doing with your students, and one of the things that really gets me is the grade level and age of the students that are kicking this out. I mean, you know, I'm going to sound like a really old man about now, okay? just take it and run with it. But you have so much more of your life ahead of you, and you look at what you're already doing to help folks, and I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that really is.
When I was in 6th grade, I was playing on the farm and doing nothing like this. To see these kids doing it, it's incredible.
I'm trying to think what I was doing in 6th grade. I don't even remember. Causing a lot of trouble, actually. One second, I thought I better not say anything I was doing in 6th grade. It sure wasn't 3D building parts for a man to be able to hold his guitar while he's in a wheelchair. You know, or create 3D, which obviously it wasn't even a thing then, but create 3D VR experiences for folks to be able to relive, and live out some of their memories. Right here and there, right here, right now. I mean, that's incredible. That is awesome. That's very, very cool.
We're very lucky to be in a place where we can do that. We have the funding and capabilities and the resources to be able to help people in that way.
So do you have, and I know you have your whole life ahead of you, but do you have an idea of some things that you might be interested in once you're kind of done with this part of the schooling of your life, when you graduate high school down the road, or or for that matter, next year when you start? What's on your plate for next year when you're gonna create?
I just stick to the present. I don't think about the future much.
Awesome. That's awesome. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
I'm sure as talented as he is, he can make his own future.
Oh, yeah.
He's incredible.
That's awesome. So one of the things that I do want to talk to you about then is, in your project in particular, how did you work through what was needed? What was that going to look like? How were you going to design it? How did you work through that kind of stuff?
Well, we just started with a basic brainstorming process.
Okay.
Yeah, we started with the brainstorming process, and we just thought of a lot of things. My facilitator actually gave me the idea to use a tripod, and we just looked for a tripod that would work, a moldable tripod to make it the best fit.
Sure.
Then we got to seeing how we could attach it to his wheelchair so that it would be most comfortable and most portable. And I got the idea to make a kind of attachable item.
Yeah.
And then we made a prototype after prototype after prototype. And we finally got one that works.
And I mean, all this took place in a matter of April and May. So I mean, it's not like
so this isn't even like a whole semester project. You guys busted your butt and worked on this over a couple of months.
Yeah.
We met Howard in early April.
Yeah.
And we took some measurements, and he's been.
And so as you were building the prototypes that failed, or that became learning experiences. So as you were building those, did you go back to?
So actually, I started out with a kind of small prototype, and then as my facilitator always helps me out, he noticed that there was an easier way to do it, and I stuck to that idea and made even more prototypes that also did fail and helped me learn that there's always failure, and you have to learn from that failure.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's a great lesson, valuable lesson. And I apologize. His name is Harold?
Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was Howard involved in the process throughout the process, or is it kind of you talked to him at the beginning and then at the end you said, hey, here's what we have?
Kind of.
He came to our school and talked to our kids and played some music for us, and we got to feel what he was wanting to do, and that was pretty special. But while he was there, we took a lot of measurements and looked at his wheelchair, and then he came back and we tested out some of the prototypes. But we get to deliver the final product, we hope, here in the next few days.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that is so
It was actually on the printer over there when we started today.
Oh, is that what you guys were printing?
Yeah.
I saw that you guys were printing something. Obviously, there's no way I would know from here, but that's really cool. That's very, very cool. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming over and spending some time with us and sharing what you guys have been doing. So, do you have a way for people to reach you on Twitter or Facebook and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so on our Twitter, we are East at SMS is our handle.
East at SMS?
Yeah, East AT SMS. At sign at the beginning. At East at SMS.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At East at SMS. It's kind of confusing.
I know my listeners are like, yeah, we got this. I'm trying to type it in. I'm like, okay, so at symbol East at SMS.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you are. I was like, it's not popping up for me. Okay, cool. All right.
We also have Instagram. We are
cool.
at Spartan_East on Instagram, and on Facebook we are East at Sonora Middle School.